Let's pretend this never happened. Interior, bedroom, morning. Linda Arnold, 40, stands before a carefully organized set of beauty products. A bottle of primer, an open 6-color blush palette, and a tube of rose petal red lipstick. In quick glimpses of action, Linda applies the primer, applies blush, clicks the blush palette closed, twists out the tube of lipstick, and applies the stick to her lips. Linda breathes deeply as she looks at her reflection through a large mirror. She opens a dresser drawer in front of her, revealing a Smith & Wesson .380 semi-automatic pistol. Next to the pistol lay a magazine and 8 9mm hollow point bullets. Linda takes the pistol in her right hand, the magazine in her left, and slides it in with a well-oiled click. She racks the slide back and checks the chamber. She lets the slide go, closing the chamber with a heavy clack. Linda wedges the pistol in the back of her brown pencil skirt. She throws on a matching blazer, concealing the pistol, and exits the bedroom. Exterior, interior, high school entrance, day. Linda parks her car and enters McGregor High School. A banner near the entrance reads, Home of the Fightin' Grizzlies. Interior, school hallway, continuous. Linda makes her way down the hall, passing the main office. Behind Linda, a high-pitched male voice breaks out.
Mrs. Arnold, Linda, over here! Woo-hoo!
A doughy man, Todd, 40, jogs after Linda. He cuts in front of her, holding out his hand like, please stop, please, and takes a moment to catch his breath.
Phew. I'm glad I ran into you.
We work together, Todd. It's not unusual.
I know. But you haven't returned any of my calls, my emails, or my regular mails. There must be something wrong with my phone, my computer, and my mailman. Go figure.
What can I do for you?
I need to talk to you about your device upgrade status. Principal Vickers is really on my behind about it. Can you join me during your lunch break today?
Unfortunately, I'll be having lunch then.
How about after school?
I've got my own child to get home to.
How about now?
Linda struggles to make an excuse. Todd takes this as a yes.
Great, now it is.
An elderly faculty member sidles up beside Todd. She looks in his direction with a grimace. Todd nods to the woman.
Morning, Mrs. Henderson.
Todd, Linda.
Mrs. Henderson cuts between Todd and Linda, making her way into the main office entrance beside them. Facing away from camera, she reveals a Remington Model 870 hardwood pump-action shotgun slung over her back. Todd turns toward Linda, nonplussed.
Okay, here we go.
Interior Vice Principal's office, day. Todd sits at his desk looking over a file labeled Linda B. Arnold. Linda anxiously watches him thumb through the papers. A sharp beeping noise breaks the silence of the room, making Todd jump out of his seat.
Oh, that thing gets me every time.
Todd flicks the switch of an electric kettle on his desk, silencing the harsh beeping. He takes the pot in one hand and pours hot water into a mug. He adds a tea bag as he continues to review Linda's file.
So, I've noticed you haven't requested an upgrade of your device in 6 semesters. Would you say you're happy with your current device?
It's fine.
When's the last time you discharged a device? Have you been to any ranges or taken part in any game-related activities outside of school grounds?
I don't know.
Todd looks up from Linda's file.
You don't know?
What I mean is, I can't remember.
You can't remember.
A happy-go-lucky Todd turns into a suspicious Todd.
I'd like to take a look if you don't mind. Make sure everything is operational.
I can assure you I'm more than fine with the model I have.
Todd holds up an open palm like stop talking now and turns his hand around, moving his fingers like give it over. Linda reaches behind her back, taking out the Smith & Wesson pistol. She turns the pistol, making sure it's safely pointing away from either of them, and hands it to Todd. Todd inspects the pistol. He pushes his thumb on the magazine release, removing the magazine with his free hand. He racks the slide back, clearing the chamber. He locks the chamber and looks inside. He looks at Linda. He sticks his finger inside the chamber with his free hand. He looks at Linda. He sticks his fingers in the magazine and holds the bottom of it to his eyeball. He puts both parts down on his desk. He looks back at Linda.
Linda, Why the heck isn't your device loaded?
Linda looks guilty as she adjusts herself in her chair.
I must have forgotten.
To load your device?
Yes.
I have a hard time believing that. Have you forgotten to do your makeup? You have not. Did you forget your lesson plan? You didn't. When's the last time you properly loaded your device?
Linda knows she's been caught. She decides to tell the truth.
I don't
Remember?
ever.
Todd is flabbergasted.
Geez, oh! Never ever? Holy heck in a sec, Linda! What happens if an assailant made their way into the building? Or a freaking bear?
A bear?
Todd looks at Linda, stone-faced.
Yes, Linda, a bear.
Why would a bear come in here?
Todd looks around, arms open, surveying the room around him.
Gee, Linda, I don't know. It's nice and warm. There's plenty of tasty children around. Frankly, I'm surprised there's not a bear in here right now.
Linda doesn't reciprocate the seriousness of what Todd is suggesting. Todd notices this and exhales with frustration.
You know this is a fireable offense, right? At the very least, administrative leave without pay. But I don't want to do that to you, Linda.
Todd picks up Linda's file and gives it a little shake.
I know you're a single parent. I know how little you make. I know missing one paycheck, defaulting on one credit card, unable to pay one bill. I know how that can make a bad situation even badder. So I'm willing to forget about this like it never happened. But I gotta know the honest-to-goodness truth here.
Todd collects himself.
Do you not love your students? Do you not love your job? Do you not?
I do.
Then start loading your friggin' weapon.
Todd tosses Linda's file on his desk with a thunk. Interior, Linda's kitchen, night. The room is dark. The only source of light comes from the faint glow of a single candle on a small cupcake. Linda's daughter, Sam, 12, sits in front of the candle-lit pastry. Linda kneels down beside Sam and gives her a small kiss on the cheek.
Make a wish.
Sam thinks, taking this moment seriously, the opportunity to ask for something she truly wants. She blows out the flame, enveloping the room in total darkness. Silence. Then, the sound of small applause from Linda, celebrating the life of her daughter. Interior living room, night. Linda and Sam sit side by side on a worn-out couch. They watch TV as Sam eats the last bit of cupcake.
Thanks, kiddo.
For what?
Being born. Every choice I've ever made has led to this. And I'm glad I made them all.
Sam breaks her gaze from the TV and looks up at Linda.
What if you'd made other choices? Do you think I'd still have been born?
Linda looks over to Sam.
Well, I never would have made those choices.
Which ones?
The bad ones.
You've never done something bad then?
No, I have. It's just... good things can happen, even when you do what you think is bad.
Sam considers this. She turns her gaze back toward the TV.
Can bad things happen when you do what you think is good?
This hits Linda. She doesn't know how to respond. They continue to watch the show in silence. Interior bedroom next morning. Linda stands before her carefully organized set of beauty products. The drawer is open, showing the Smith & Wesson .380 semi-automatic pistol. Next to the pistol lay the 8 9mm hollow point bullets. She picks up a bullet in one hand and takes the magazine in the other. Her head sinks low as she puts the bullet back into the drawer, unsure of what to do. She moves her gaze upward. She thinks. Then, Linda quickly scoops up the hollow point bullets in the palm of her hand and shuts the drawer. Interior Vice Principal's office, day. Todd is in the middle of inspecting Linda's pistol. Once again, he finds it unloaded.
I gave you a shot, Linda.
Todd lays the pistol on his desk and grabs Linda's file. He adds a form labeled termination paperwork and begins filling it out.
I'm officially putting in a request for your termination. Failure to properly load a school-mandated device, inability to effectively uphold a safe and secure learning environment, and fibbing to a supervisor.
Todd finishes filling out the form and looks up at Linda.
I'm going to bring Vickers in to inspect your device and have him sign off on this. Any last words?
I'm doing what's right here, Todd. I hope you understand that.
As if. Is it right to leave your students defenseless? Is it right to have lied to me? Is it right to go home without a paycheck, unable to care for your daughter? Is it?
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me.
Todd rolls his eyes at Linda like whatever and stands up from his desk.
I'm getting Vickers. Stay here.
Todd walks out of the office and down the hall. Linda sits patiently, listening to the sound of Todd's echoing footsteps trail off into silence. Then, Linda abruptly stands up from her chair, opens her bag, and pulls out the 8 9mm hollow point bullets. She makes her way to Todd's desk and picks up her pistol. She pops out the magazine and loads the bullets. She moves the magazine back in place with a click, but avoids racking the slide as to not put a bullet in the chamber. She gently places it back on the desk, exactly how she found it. She moves back to her chair, fixes her skirt, and sits back down. Todd returns, walks back into the room, and sits at his desk.
Vickers will be in shortly.
Todd looks towards his electric kettle. He gives it a flick to switch on. It starts boiling. He looks at the pistol. He picks it up with his right hand and moves it around in the light, admiring it.
You know, for a device meant for ladies and old men, it's a pretty sweet piece.
He racks back the slide, unknowingly putting a bullet in the chamber. He releases it with a heavy clack. Linda goes wide-eyed, but she holds her tongue.
Ooh-wee, super smooth rack. Takes almost no effort at all.
Todd looks down the sight, pointing the pistol around the room. He waves it in Linda's direction. She tries very hard to keep her composure.
Nice sight, one-piece trigger, hand grip safety.
Could you refrain from pointing it at me?
Linda, relax. We both know it's not hot. Plus, this model has a little indicator to show when there's something in the chamber.
Todd looks at where the loaded chamber indicator is. It's up, indicating that the chamber is loaded.
Which is currently on.
Todd releases the magazine, finding it fully loaded. His eyes move to Linda with a look of betrayal.
Linda.
Todd clicks the magazine back in and points the device at Linda.
You freaking jerk.
Linda stands up and puts her hands out.
Calm down, Todd.
Todd stands up and makes his way toward Linda.
You tried to frame me? Make me look like an idiot in front of Vickers? Get me fired?
I didn't know you were going to handle the device like that.
And you didn't say diddly when I did. I could have hurt myself. I could have shot you. You could be freaking dead. Would you have liked that, Linda? Huh? A freaking bullet in your stupid face?
Put it down, Todd.
Todd looks towards the doorway, finding Principal Vickers, a mid-50s, barrel-chested, mustachioed man, pointing a Colt .357 Magnum revolver in Todd's direction.
No, Vickers. This isn't what it looks like. Linda, she did this. She set me up. Linda, tell him what happened.
Linda looks at a desperate, doughy-eyed Todd. She looks at Vickers, waiting for an explanation. Linda's eyes begin to water. She starts portraying a more shaken version of herself. She looks at Todd, pleading to him.
Todd, please, just listen to Vickers.
Todd goes wide-eyed as he stares daggers at Linda.
Linda, what are you doing?
Todd, enough. Put the device down.
Todd darts his eyes around the room. He sees no way to explain his way out of this. He gives up.
Oh, fuck.
The electric kettle beeps. Todd jumps at the sound, causing him to squeeze the trigger and fire a round into the floor. Vickers reacts, fires his device, and shoots Todd in the chest. Todd falls back, hitting the wall behind him. The inertia bucks his arm up, causing him to fire a shot in the direction of Vickers, hitting him in the head. He falls to the ground. The kettle continues to beep and beep and beep and beep. Linda stands frozen in place, her eyes tightly shut. She slowly opens up one eyelid, then the other, and surveys the room. Todd is dead. Vickers is dead. The beeping of the kettle continues. She inspects her clothes. There's no trace of blood. She picks up her bag and carefully walks toward the kettle. She stops at the edge of Todd's desk, noticing her file openly displayed. The termination paperwork, the current date, her name and information, the inability to load her device. It's all there. She stares at it. Beat. She rips the termination paperwork out of her file and crams it in her bag. She flicks the switch of the kettle, silencing the sharp beeping, and swiftly exits the room. Cut to black.